Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome. Alright, so I'm going to be doing a story time of how I came to California, what happened and how it all went down. Alright, so I've always wanted to come to California because I act. I'm an actress, I'm an entertainer, I like to act, sing and dance, and I've always wanted to come here. So one day, honestly, I just woke up and I decided, you know what? It's now or never. I'm a Gemini, so I do that often. I actually looked up a couple of schools in LA and I saw AMDA, and they were actually having auditions for the school. So I called up my friend Ashley. I was like, hey girl. She's like, what's up? I was like, do you still want to be a dancer? She was like, yeah. So I was like, let's move to LA, let's try for this school, let's audition for the school, and if we get in, you know, let's move to LA, and even if we don't get in, sure, let's just go, let's do it. So we started planning. The audition came. Not only did I make it, but I also got a scholarship for the school. Scholarship was about $3,000, and the school is about like $15,000. So, in my mind, I knew I'm most likely not going to go to the school, but it was the momentum I needed. But I still wanted to go there. I still wanted to come to LA. Something was telling me this is what I need to do. So I spoke to Ashley. I was like, girl, let's just go. Let's go to California. There's nothing here in Texas. I felt like something needed to change. So we both decided, let's do it. And we're not gonna go to MDA. I'm gonna continue school in California, but we are just moving. So we started saving up, and I actually had been saving up because, you know, I'm a saver. It was 2 months in advance, I believe. We moved in August, so it was like January, February, March, April, May, June, July. So it was in June. Okay, so it was in June that we started the preparation. Mind you, we kind of lied to our folks a lot, I'll be honest. Just so they won't be so worried about us, you know, we kept on letting them believe that we were going to MDA, but we had made up our minds that we're not, because it's way too expensive. When we started planning for California, we know there was 3 things we definitely needed to handle, okay? Number 1, job. At the time, I had a job at Home Depot as a line manager. So I spoke to my HR, and she was talking about how I could just transfer. So it was actually a little more difficult than I expected it to be. It wasn't easy trying to find a transfer because I had to try to find a Home Depot in California that was looking for the position that I have, and I was a line manager, okay? So I had to search for all throughout California around the area that I thought I was going to be living at. It was kind of confusing because I didn't have housing yet, so I wasn't sure, like, okay, so what if I, you know, get hired at Home Depot in one city, but then I live in a different city? But it's all crazy. But I finally got a transfer to one Home Depot in Glendale. At the time, I didn't know what Glendale was like. Now I know, I have my opinions. But, so I had that checked off the list. Second was transportation. I had a car in Texas. I wasn't sure if I wanted to drive the car to California or if I wanted to sell it. But I finally decided to sell it because it was an old car. It wasn't too old, but it was a 2004, and it was a salvaged Nissan. And I kid y'all not, I did not sell it until the day before we got on the airplane. Like, it just, the way it all happened, it was very, I was just very thankful to God about that. So, transportation, of course, I just use public transportation. I'm still on public transportation right now. I don't have a car. I need to get one. I need to. And if you want to move to California and you're not sure if you should take your car or not, take your car. It's just better. It's just better. I mean, I personally don't really like driving. I have road rage and traffic is bad in California. Honestly, the bus, you get places faster sometimes than cars. But I I just need a car. It's just sometimes you just have to get there, you know. And you like being in control. Like it's a nice thing to have. So I'm still working on that. Lastly was housing. That was the most complicated part of the entire experience, you guys. I'm not gonna lie, I think I cried like one time because I was just like, oh my goodness, what have I gotten myself into? I can't do this. So we're trying to find a place to stay in California. We didn't really know anyone here in California. We were being absolutely spontaneous. And mind you, I had never lived on my own before. Neither I nor Ashley had lived on our own before. So it was it was a very big move. Again, we did not know anything about California, so we didn't know which part was good to live in, and we were just going there blindsided. We actually found one apartment, and it's actually the apartment I live in now. And we started the application process. We were doing everything via email and sending our application, getting it notarized, and then we realized that wait, we don't have credit, so we need a co-signer. And then I asked my brother, he was going to co-sign, but he was just getting married, and it was just all very confusing. So we decided, you know what, we can't stay there. We don't have credit. So we decided on, getting a roommate, because that's how people survive here in LA, California, really. I had a youth pastor from a different church, not my original church, but different church. The youth pastor actually got me connected with somebody in LA. And she actually went around to different apartments to check them out for me and give me reviews. And she was extremely helpful. But however, the fact that we don't have credit was our undoing. We couldn't get any apartments. So that's why we started going and looking for roommates. So yes, we went on Craigslist and we started looking. Well, by we, I mean me, because I was doing everything. Ashley wasn't doing nothing. Girl didn't do nothing. The girl just sat down, had me do everything. Anyways, so I looked all over Craigslist looking for potential roommates. I actually found one, and I know y'all's jaw's gonna probably drop, but it was a male. I think this might be the first time my family members are hearing this. It was a male. His name was Gus. I hope he's watching this so he knows exactly who I'm talking about. Via phone, he sounded super cool. We spoke for a couple of weeks prior. We spoke a couple of weeks prior to our actual move, and he seemed really cool. He seemed genuinely happy for us to stay there with him, and of course I let him know that it's not a definite that we're gonna stay there, but we are still looking around and whatever. But he even offered to pick us up from the airport. He was like, you know what, even when y'all get there, I'll pick y'all up at the airport, and I'll take y'all to the place so you can look around, and if you decide that you don't want to stay there or you have to think about it, I can drop you off wherever y'all need to go. This and that, whatever. He just seemed generally really sweet. We didn't want to let him know this, but he was our only option, really. We couldn't find any other place to stay. The day before we moved, I kid you not, I think it was the day before or the 2 days before we moved, Ashley called me at night, and no, actually Ashley's mother called me, and she was freaking out about something. I was like, what's going on? And I hear Ashley crying in the background. I was like, what in the world is going on? Ashley finally got on the phone and she told me she got scammed or something happened with her bank, and I don't know what it is, but pretty much end of story, she had zero money, zilch, nothing, zero money. But I, of course, me being the person I am, I brushed it over, acting like it was nothing. I was like, girl, don't worry about it. Like, I already saved up a lot of money on my savings account. I sold my, I'm about to sell my car. It's okay. I have enough to, last both of us for a couple of months. And also, I have a job. I'm transferring, so it's not like I'm jobless. And then as soon as I transfer, I can try to get you a job where I work. And I was just, I was pretty reassuring that we would be okay. And her mom was so thankful for that, and so was Ashley. Honestly, I think the main thing is I just didn't want to come alone. I just did not want to come alone. So I had to say whatever I had to say to make sure Ashley comes with me, because ain't no way I was going to come here alone. It was partly true that, yes, I did have money saved, but honestly, inside I was so terrified. I was like, what if I don't have enough? What if, I don't know. It's just, what if? I was freaking out on the inside, but I didn't let her know that, because what's the point of having two people freaking out? So I eased her mind, and there we are. The day of the move. We packed up all our stuff. We were excited, but I think the fear kind of overstepped on excitement. I was a little more afraid than I was excited, but I would not let anybody know. I was all smiles on the outside. Inside I was like, we're gonna be homeless. We're gonna be homeless, and you know what? Speaking of homeless, I kid y'all not, I was looking at homeless shelters to live in. Put my pride aside, because honestly, to me, I was thinking, I'm coming to California to act. I'm coming to California for my dream. I don't care where I'm staying at, even if it's a homeless shelter. I don't care. All I know is I wanted to come to California, and I was going to let nothing stand in my way. So we got on a plane, reassured my parents, oh, we're gonna be good, and we got on a plane. Me and Ashley kind of looked at each other. We were both pretty mellow. We're like, wow, we're really going. Like, yeah, we're moving to California. As soon as I landed, Gus had told me to call, when we land. So I called, and he was like, hey, we're here. We landed, this and that. And I kid y'all not, he was actually there. Picked us up, took our luggage, and mind you, he's about like a 40-year-old man. He's not like a young guy. Got in the car, super sweet. Took us to where he stayed. He stayed in a house. And how his house is set up. It's a 1-bedroom house, right? He lives in a living room, and he rents out the room. And I soon found out, now I found out that that's pretty common here in LA. But it was a little weird to me, but we had no other option, so I was like, sure. So we went to his place, and currently there was a guy there who was still rooming there, but I think he gave like his 30-day notice already, and he was going to leave. His name is Tom. And me, Ashley, and Tom, we actually hit it up real good. We're like, oh, hey, this and that, whatever. And Tom actually took us all around LA. I kid y'all not, strangers. He was like, oh yeah, I'll take y'all here. And we went to Hollywood, we went to the Walk of Fame, we went to Beverly Hills. He just showed us a good time. He really did. It was really, really sweet. Everything seemed pretty cool at first. But Tom was still living there. So therefore we told Gus we had to think about it. We're, just so we don't seem too desperate. So we're like, oh, we'll think about it. Which means we were pretty much homeless at that point. So Tom offered to drop us off at a hotel. And we rented a hotel for like a day or two, I believe. And then we called Gus the next days, and we're like, oh, you know what, we decided we are going to room with you. And he was really excited. He seemed like a genuinely cool person first. Don't we all? But anyways, we moved in, and he was charging $700 for rent. So between me and Ashley, that's about like $300 and something. We're paying. But actually it was me paying all the $700, because remember, Ashley, got zero money, and we're going through that rough patch. And we were actually in the living room for a while because Tom was supposed to move out a certain day, and he actually ended up not moving because they were doing renovation at his new apartment, so he couldn't move yet, this and that, whatever. Me and Ashley, we were homeless, we didn't have nowhere else to go, so we were kind of stuck. And then Gus decided he wasn't going to charge us for the amount of time that we were staying there, waiting for Tom to leave. So we were pretty much we were sleeping in the same room as Gus. It was me, Ashley, and Gus in the living room, and he actually had a pull-out couch for me and Ashley to sleep on. So we slept there. When Tom finally left, we moved into his room, and all seemed peachy at first. And then all hell started to break loose once we were official. It started with little petty things, Gus had issues with little things, but yet he would do the same thing. But I was like, okay, whatever. And he had little curfews for us. He had curfews. I kid y'all not. He would try to give us adults curfews. Even my parents didn't do that. It was ridiculous. He said after 9 p.m. he doesn't want any walking around the house. From 9 p.m. till 6 a.m. there are no walking around in the house. We have to be in our rooms, locked in our rooms, no moving around, no movements whatsoever. First of all, I worked at Home Depot, and sometimes I would have to open up the store, and we open at 5 a.m. and I have no car, so therefore sometimes we have to take the bus, which means I have to leave the house at 3 a.m. What do you mean no walking around the house? That's retarded. Second, we're both in our 20s. Yes, we were not really going wilding out, partying every day, but we're in our 20s. This is the prime time of our life. We go out, we go out over. So it was just ridiculous. It was ridiculous. And I remember one night we were me and Ashley had to open up the store. So it was around 3 in the morning that we woke up, and we were making a sandwich for lunch, and he stormed in. What are y'all doing here? This and that. Why is there walking around? Why are you cooking at 3 a.m. in the morning? I'm like, oh, we're not cooking, I'm just making a sandwich, so we can pack and be on our way. We'll be gone in a second. And he started going off, y'all. I kid you not, he started going off, and he called me the N-word, and he was making fun of the fact that I am Nigerian. He was like, go back to your poor country, this and that. And I'm sorry, but I got a little offended. I'm like, wait, aren't you from Mexico? Our places look the same. What are you talking about? Talking about my place is dirty. But I'm sorry, no offense to y'all, from Mexico. What if I have a lot of Mexican friends? But I'm just saying, it was just ridiculous. Calling me names and stuff and whatever. And even prior to that moment there, he had told me and Ashley that the neighbors are complaining that we are too loud at night, whatever. So I went to the neighbors and I asked them, oh, do y'all hear anything, whatever, and they said, no, we're super quiet. However, the neighbors are always partying every other night. They always have a birthday party or something. They're always partying, so they're always loud. And they said they never hear us. So he was just making up stuff. And even the neighbors and Tom, the old roommate, told me that he used to, when he rented the place to other girls in the past, he used to take sexual favors as rent. That was the turning moment for me. I was like, yeah, I think it's time for us to go. So when we got into that heated argument at 3 a.m. in the morning, he went off, and I remember he stepped up to me like he was gonna fight me. And I took out my was it my taser or did I have a knife? It was something. I was like, get closer. What's up? Are you serious? You're 40 years old. I am 20. That's ridiculous. My culture's teaching me respect, But if you don't have respect for me, boo-boo, I don't have respect for you. And then he was like, oh, y'all need to, leave. Y'all need to find somewhere else where you're going to stay. And I was like, oh, don't worry, boo. We're already on it. Oh, did I forget to tell you? Oh, yeah, we're going to be gone next month. And, like, I stormed out, and he shut the door behind me and locked the door. And I took my key, opened the door. I was like, oh, you forgot I had a key, huh? I opened the door, left it wide open, my petty self. And I walked up, we went to work. It was crazy. It was terrible in a situation. I forgot to also say, I think a week into moving to California. So remember, 2 days before moving to California, she got like her bank account wiped out. About a week into moving to California, my bank account got completely wiped out. I'm talking about in the negatives. I got scammed so bad, like I couldn't even cry because I was just like, dang, that's wow, this is so interesting. It's very funny. It was very funny. Like, wow. I remember Ashley was crying. She's like, oh my God, what are we gonna do? You're the only one paying rent, so if you can't pay, I just sat down like, wow. So be sure to check out my next video. I don't know if it's going to be my very, very next video, but I will post a video, story time, talking about how I got scammed. So y'all can look out for that. I'm telling you, there's so much scammers in California. If you're planning on moving to California, please watch a lot of YouTube videos. Don't trust nobody on Craigslist. I'm sorry, do not. There is some good people out there, but boo, if it's your first time, don't do it. Don't do it. Learn from my mistakes, y'all. Learn from my mistakes. It was terrible. What else? Oh, Jesus Christ. I forgot. There's so much more, y'all.
Thank you for watching. Please check out the part 2 coming soon. And don't forget to follow me on all social media, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and of course, YouTube. Thank you.